Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you how to easily get Xerneas, YVELTAL, and Zygarde in Pokemon Legends ZA. I'd recommend being minimum level 60 or 70 here. We're first going to go to Quasartico here, and you have to do the Infinite Royale, at least one match. It's going to be an extremely easy fight. It'll send in a level 9 Slowpoke or something, and you just take it down. This will give you some candies, and then we're able to do the first section. We have to go to Hotel Z, so just travel back there, and then we're going to have a bit of a dialogue here, just talk to the characters, and there's a few different places we have to bounce around to. Now, I'll be showing off how to do the fights. We're first going to go back to the Pokemon Research Lab and find our favorite Mabel here. She's going to tell us to end up going to the zones 3, 5, and 9. Now, the third zone, we're going to go here, and there'll be a Steelix. You can capture this. It'll be level 70. So again, that's why we want to be a bit higher level. However, you can beat these fights with extra super effective moves and use items. You can actually heal yourself during a lot of these fights. Now, going to zone 5, we actually get a really awesome one here. We get a Mega Gallade, or we get a Gallade. We can make a Mega later on, and it's an Alpha, so that's really nice. It's going to have 3 of its stats maxed out, best IVs. So that's a level 70 Gallade you can use in the future fights because there's going to be a tough one we got coming up. Now, for the last one at 9, we got to go over to the left-hand side here, and you're going to go up the rafters, but just pass through here, and there's a ladder here. We're going to climb up to the top. There's going to be a Pangoro that we can fight up top here, so this is another nice one you can get. That's an Alpha level 70, so that's 3 more level 70 Alphas you can add to your team. Again, they have their best. 3 of their stats will be their best IVs, so they're actually very strong. And this is a great time to also EV train your Pokemon, which we'll be releasing a guide on here soon. So after this, we're going to travel back to Mabel here and just talk with her. She's going to say, good job. And then she's going to tell us that we have to go to zone 11 now. So once we go there, it's actually really easy. We're just going to travel in. And there's actually a special way that we have to travel here. So actually don't go in the main gate where it teleports you to. We're actually going to run around to the side here. So then we're going to go up and over and around. So yeah, if you go the other way, you're not going to make it to this zone. This is just the quickest and easiest way to get here. And then once you go inside, you're going to see that Mega Slowbro, which is actually a really good addition to our team. So I'd recommend catching that and make your way down here. Now, Xerneas is extremely powerful, but the thing is, it catches really quickly and easily for whatever reason. Or maybe I just got really lucky. So you're going to come on here. If you get the Canary plushies, this will make this a whole lot easier. But Xerneas is a big key to success later on. So we definitely want to catch this. You can't fail this. So you're just going to send out your Pokemon. You just fight. I literally just stood here and threw a Pokeball. I got really lucky. It's kind of strange because it didn't have a very high chance of catching, but it ended up catching anyways. And the same thing happened with YVELTAL a little later. So then Mabel comes back, tells you good job, and then you complete the one that gives. Now we got to go back to the center of the map here and go talk to Grisham and Grizel. This is going to be right outside zone 20. They're going to tell you to go back to Quasartico, and we're going to talk to Vinny there. He's going to give us 3 different fights against Victory Bell, Tyranitar being a really challenging fight, actually. And Victory Bell here, obviously weak to fire, so I'd recommend bringing I have a Chandelure here with perfect special attack, which I found to make this fight a whole lot easier. So if you got something like that, it helps out. The Tyranitar fight does have the nice benefit of being double weak to fighting types. Gardevoir being a good one to bring for every fight, actually, especially once we get to Zygarde. I'd recommend having a Gardevoir, especially with Draining Kiss, to be able to give yourself some sustain. But Tyranitar really is the big difficult fight of these 3. Now I have a Lucario, and unfortunately Lucario is extremely frail, but Power Up Punch into close combat will melt Tyranitar pretty quickly. The big problem, though, you can use items to help out your Pokemon sustain, and I highly recommend doing that, especially with some of the more difficult fights we got later on, because we're going to be getting into some pretty tough stuff. So, again, here, fighting against Tyranitar, just use for fighting type moves, heal when you need to, and there's going to be one move coming up here that this one here, you want to recall your Pokemon. Don't let them stay in that Earthquake, so pull your Pokemon back and run away. Just dodge roll there. He's going to create these little twisters. That is the hardest part of the Tyranitar fight, because he'll pull it off 2 or 3 times. And you just have to avoid it to not get hit by it, obviously, so recall your Pokemon. Next, we're going to go to the Gallery de Luna here, right north of the zone 20. So you can see right here. There's actually a weird way that we have to go around doing this. So we're going to run over here by the zone 3. And this is actually a very specific one. Getting on the rooftops is really annoying in this game. And this is another time where we have to do a little puzzle. This will get you back up to the top here. And you're just going to hover across. So again, you're just going to climb up the scaffolding down there, and it'll take you up to the top here. And you just have to jump straight across twice, and you'll be fighting Zygarde. For some reason, it takes you off of there once you go on there. But yeah, YVELTAL, a little bit more challenging of a fight than Xerneas I've found. And overall, it's going to be a tough catch, but just keep slinging Pokeballs at it, and you'll get really lucky here. It only took me a few different attempts at throwing a ball, and I was able to catch it here. And then we actually have to go back to the start and go back all the way to Hotel Z. Now, whenever we go here, there's going to be some more dialogue, and we got one of the most challenging fights that I think this actually may be the most challenging fight in the game. This is going to be grueling. I didn't have a very high level team. At this point, you probably want to be like level 70 or 80, but I was able to do it with my current squad here. And my Gardevoir doesn't have very great stats. I only have a couple of them actually EV trained, but he's going to send out 6 Pokemon, so it's going to be a real test. This is where having sustain is important. So use all your items. You probably have a bunch of items you hoarded throughout the game, so I highly recommend using them for this fight. Otherwise, you're going to have a very hard time because they hit hard. Like, this is a level near 80 Pokemon that you're fighting against, and yeah, use your items. If there's going to be a little gauge at the bottom middle of the screen whenever you use an item with your cooldown, so you can spam them pretty quickly. So I would recommend healing up, using your revives. Max revives I'd rather save for the Zygarde boss fight, but just use a revive and then use a max potion. If you really need a max revive, use them. Like, I used a couple in this fight because it was really tough. Otherwise, I would have went down because I had to revive Gardevoir a few times. Gardevoir coming in clutch here because his Gyarados will one-shot a lot of your team if you're not level 80. So yeah, I wasn't level 80 at this point. So Mega Gardevoir came in clutch again with Dazzling Gleam, was able to take him down. This is a very challenging fight, but it gets even worse when we go to fight Zygarde, who's now at zone 20. So you actually won't spawn the alpha Pokemon that come into the zone there, unfortunately, until you catch Zygarde. So I'd recommend getting it because those alphas there are really good. You're just going to go up and talk to Zygarde here, and I'll just give you a brief overview of the boss fight. I have a dedicated video on how to take on the boss if you're having some extra trouble with it, but he's going to have different moves in each 3 phases that we fight against him. He'll have Rock Slam at the 3rd phase, so that's kind of the tough part, is Rock Slam is a really powerful move. And obviously he'll have Ground and Dragon type moves too, so you should expect to cover those. Ice types are great because he has a double weakness to Ice. However, there's not a lot of bulky Ice types in this game, and bulk seems to pay off. So I found that actually Xerneas by far the best. You want to keep Geomancy on, Dazzling Gleam, Moonblast, and Horn Leech, and spec it into special attack. If you can get EV training done on it, I highly recommend doing that. Geomancy is a massive buff. Do not underrate it. It's what like dominated competitive Pokemon play years back because it's so powerful, giving him special defense boost so he takes no damage, but also a big boost with special attack. You just have to watch out for this attack here. This is kind of the hardest part about fighting Zygarde. You got to dodge roll often, and the timing of the dodge rolls is important. And recall your Pokemon during that fight. Otherwise, you're going to have to end up healing them during the fight. And I, again, highly recommend using a lot of items for this fight. But you see there, he's bringing out Rock Slide, which is kind of the most annoying move that we're going to go against here. Any type of sustain is going to be good, though, because this is a long fight. My first attempt at this was 20 minutes until I added Zygarde in, and then it took 8 minutes. So yeah, he's going to one-shot a lot of your Pokemon sometimes. Gardevoir being probably the most effective other than Zygarde. Or Xerneas, and you definitely want to bring Xerneas to this fight just because Geomancy into hit Dazzling Gleam and Moonblast will take down Zygarde quite a bit. This Z attack move, whenever you see him go up in the sky, go to the sides of where he's at. So when you see him fly up, you don't have a lot of time to react. You're just going to see where he's at. He'll attack right in front of him and at the opposite end of that arena. So going to the sides will help out. But I'd also recommend removing your Pokemon for those phases. Otherwise, they will get hit by his attacks because he hits pretty much the entire arena between those 2 huge AoE attacks. And again, buying the green Canary plush is a massive lifesaver here because this allows you to resist a few more attacks than you normally would be able to. But that's how to get Zygarde, Xerneas, and YVELTAL in Pokemon Legends ZA. If this video is useful, please hit the subscribe button below.